Today we are doing, let's see, it is episode 2. We're doing a pull day. I say we because my buddy Nate is here. Come on through, Nate. You're about to see the size difference of me versus Nate. This guy is like a superhuman. I often refer to him as Captain America. I don't do steroids, but if I did, this is what I'd be shooting for. He also doesn't do steroids. I think he just has the greatest genetics on planet Earth. Anyways, pull day, I'm doing pull-ups, lumbar lat pull down, something else like a curl, something for pronated grip for my forearms, and some other shrugs and some other stuff. Nate did back day yesterday, so he's probably gonna do the second half of the workouts, like the more isolation stuff, maybe some shrugs, maybe some curls, etc. But he's also gonna be doing some leg work, so don't really know if I'll be showing that or not. If you see him in the background, that's what it is, but he'll be joining me on the second half. Anyways, let's get into it. Okay, first up we have pull-ups. Now, I'm using these angles 90. The reason for this is it keeps my hands in a neutral position, so you don't need these. You could easily do a pronated grip, which will work a little bit more of the upper back, or you could do a supinated, which will get a little bit more biceps and a little bit more lats. I like the neutral grip because by keeping my hands in a neutral position and keeping my elbows tucked in toward the body, I hit my lats, and that's the goal for me right now. So I'm just going to start with a couple warm-ups. The only thing I don't like is that my hands get kind of sweaty when I'm working out, and these angles 90, my grip will start to slip a little bit. They're pretty ergonomic. I sound like a salesperson. I'm not trying to sell you on these. I don't have an angles 90 promo code. But yeah, we're going to take those to failure. Last set I'll probably do like 2 to 3 partials, but we'll see what happens. Okay, first working set of pull-ups. Probably get like 14, 15 or so. If grip starts slipping, I will just hop off, reset my grip, and immediately go again. I think that's 5. I think I got 17. Not a bad start. Have you been doing the hip flexor exercises?
No.
You should try them here.
I should try.
Yeah, it feels like really good. Lucky. Honestly lucky. Like business is luck. Part of it is luck. Yeah. You expose yourself to more lucky chances the more you work. It always is luck.
There's a level of luck. But the work you put in.
That's true. For this next one, I am doing a lumbar lat pull down. Don't know if I love the name of this one. Might change up the name eventually just because I don't know if it really illustrates the movement that I'm doing here, but this is what we call it for now. Yeah, anyways, set up a bench. I like to go about a 60-degree angle. You'll see why in a minute. Put a handle here. Right now it's a wrist strap, just swapping this out for a handle. I put the cable at the top, and something that's important with this one is the lats, as you can see here, they wrap around the rib cage. So you can kind of use that as, if you're a physics person, you can kind of use this as like the fulcrum point or something that you're pulling around. So we can kind of get better leverage. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start with a really lightweight, just get the movement down, and then I'll move into working sets. I take the cable, I sit down so it is pulling across my body. You might be able to see my lat kind of stretching around my ribs here. I pivot this. I don't like going too high because that causes a little bit of shoulder, discomfort. So right about here, prop myself up, let the arm go across my body, and I even let the shoulder elevate here. You can see, not elevated, elevated. I let the shoulder elevate a little bit to get a little bit of a bigger stretch on the lower lats down here. So here, drive down and across. Down and across. And again, at the top, I'm letting my shoulder elevate just like that. I'm just gonna do like 5, 6 reps each side. My lats are already very warm from the pull-ups. Those were really hard. This side's a little bit harder to get into just because of the setup of my cable machine. For any of your back work, if you want just like a little bit more stimulus to it, I would say turn in toward the working arm. So obviously I'm bringing the working arm across me right now. If I wasn't, it would kind of be like this versus here. Now obviously it's wrapping around my rib cage, able to get a bigger stretch on it, which as we know is probably better for muscle growth. Okay, next I'll work into my first working set. Okay, last set, we're doing length and partials. So we're gonna take it to failure, and then I'm just gonna send it. This sucks. Pretty hard. Was able to get 8, which is cool. I did 3 partials. Maybe could have pushed a little bit harder on that last partial. I feel like I kind of gave up on it a little bit early, but you know, we're splitting hairs here. If I took it to failure and I'm adding a little bit more, we're in a pretty good spot to grow muscle anyways. Okay. Probably should be taking a slightly longer break before switching to the other side, but Nate's here, so he's not necessarily in a rush, but I'm just trying to go a little bit quicker. Next up, we're doing a rear delt row. Do you want to do this one with me?
Rear delt?
Yeah.
Maybe do 1 set.
All right. Yeah, I'm probably just going to do 2 sets today. So the way I like to set this up is I'm going to put an upright bench right about here. If I notice the bench start sliding forward, I'll just set a dumbbell right here, and then I take the cable. I'm gonna drop the weight just to show form real quick. I take the cable, I'll do it in my right hand, so maybe you can see a little bit better, and I'll move the camera around for this next one. But take it just like this, and then one thing that might be helpful for a lot of you is trying to find your rear delt's like end range of motion. You should be able to feel like right here in the back of right here when your rear delt is squeezing. Now if you don't have decently developed rear delts, you might not feel that at all, but it's gonna be roughly about a 45-degree upper arm abduction. So this would be 0 degrees, this would be 90 degrees. Try to find that middle spot. It'll be somewhere around there, but everybody, due to their bone structure, it's gonna be like slightly different, but for me, it's right about here. And you probably hit your rear delt enough with different pulling movements, so don't feel like you have to really target it. But you know, I think it's an impressive thing to have kind of your shoulders coming out the back here a little bit, sticking out. I don't know if you can see it, so it's really embarrassing if I'm saying this and you can't actually see it, but can you see it?
You can see it.
You can see it. Okay, we're good then. We got 11, very nice. Do the other side, and again, I'm only doing 2 sets of this because we already got a lot of pulling work earlier today. So I don't know how much more I need. You know, there's always diminishing returns. It's like the first 2 sets, maybe first 1, 2 sets are gonna be the most stimulative. It drops down after that. So if you're doing like 5, 6, it's not just diminishing returns. It's also there's a bell curve. It's like how much can your body recover from? That's different for every single person, depending on training age, experience, exercise you're doing, recovery, how much sleep, how much protein, etc. While you guys are watching this, make sure you check out the back of his shirt. Can't read or something that says, looking to get in the best shape of your life, alextfitness.com. I wonder where that'll take you. I wonder what website that is. Sounds like a pretty cool website. Whew, I'm falling. Whew.
The weird thing is, so you probably realize this toilet's cable machine.
So for this one, I like an upright bench. This is a seated incline cable curl. Now, in the past, I had just done an incline cable curl, and sort of the benefit here is that we are getting a bigger stretch on the bicep. So the bicep attaches up at the shoulder joint, and so if we bring it back a little bit, we're lengthening the bicep just by the anatomical position of our arm. So the way I was doing it for a long time, and I'll still do it like this occasionally, especially if I'm at like a public gym, is I would take it, it would be behind my arm, and then I would curl up. Now, it's not a huge deal. I think it makes a big difference being seated and having this like support on my back. We'll see what Nate thinks because he's never done this variation before, but since introducing this variation, I don't know if I'm ever gonna go back to the standing incline cable curl. It's not a bad exercise, but I just think this is a direct upgrade. So set up your bench so that at the seated position, you have tension here. I could push it back a little bit, but it's like not gonna make a difference. And then we're just gonna do it like this. I am gonna do 2 arms at a time. I'm just kind of showing you the what's going on here. Notice how I'm keeping the upper hand behind. I'm not bringing it up like this and then curling up. The upper arm is staying behind my torso the entire time. Again, because this helps stretch the bicep, which I know you've heard me say a million times, I'm gonna say it again, is probably better for muscle growth in the long run to train at these lengthened positions. Okay. Do we even need a warm-up set? You might. You haven't done any. Yeah. I'll just do like 5, 6 reps real quick as a warm-up. I'm gonna pull this back a smidge right there. And if it starts pulling us back, it shouldn't, but if it does, we'll throw a dumbbell. Yeah, we're not doing like 150 or nothing. Wow, what a cool shirt that Nate is wearing right now. Now we get to see the front of it on display. I mean, it really fits him well. And for anybody with an athletic body, these are not currently for sale, but they will be again at some point. No, I'm not going to promise that. I don't know if they'll ever be for sale again, honestly.
Planet Fitness, I'm able to like pretty much fully rest my armpit on the top of the cushion. And have the length of it pretty much perfect with the handles. But with Coops, it's I'll have to be further up. Otherwise, the length of my forearm is longer than the default position of the.
Oh.
So like my.
Do you think you'll stick with it?
I think it just takes a little bit getting used to, but I think it is definitely will be better in the long run. Like it'll feel good once I actually get the feel for it and the right position and stuff.
Nope, not happening.
But there's a lot of equipment there, so I need. Don't bother me.
3 more. Give me one partial. Give me one partial. One partial.
Yeah.
Fight for it for at least 4 seconds. 1, 2, as hard as you can. 3, 4. You're good. Nice. the next rep I saw, I was like, oh, maybe that was a misjudgment. One more. You can get a full rep.
No, I can't. No, I can't. No, I can't. No, I can't. No, I can't.
My God. This man's biceps are like, where are they?
They're 18-ish.
18. But I'm 5'8". Were you 6'2"?
6'1".
6'1".
I can't say 6'2". 6'1" maybe.
Any biceps right now?
Oh, yeah, see, I am. I'm training.
So I got.
When you told me you had 18-inch arms, and I said that I have 15, and you didn't believe me, that was the most humbling experience of my life. And you were trying to gas me up. You were saying, like, I've seen your arms. They're bigger than that.
I mean, yeah, well,
Well, it's just proportional. It's
proportional. I mean, everything we take in, that looks big.
Yeah.
Big to what? You're
Right.
comparing it to something.
Like to a whale?
Whether
No, I'm
it's
tiny.
Another person, or whether you're just looking at the other parts of someone's body. It's the lighting. I mean, it's all comparison. So it's like, I mean, your arms look big in one shirt, so it looks small in another. It's like, why is that? Things look different. How you view it. Perspective. Yes.
8. Yeah, you'll get 9. You'll get 9. Don't bitch out. You'll get 9. Don't bitch out. Come on. Come on. I know you can get this. It'll get easier once you cross that right there. Come on. Come on. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. It's about to get easier. Drive through it. Get 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 through it. It's basically a full rep. It's basically a full rep. I just like doing cable shrugs. Putting on a barbell, your hands are in front of you, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I just like having a neutral grip for these. And then also, I just like cable work because it's quick. That's the thing is like, I don't like doing hip thrusts that much, like barbell hip thrust. I know it's a kind of a topic switch, but it's like, it takes so long to get the barbell, set up, all the plates on. If you're relatively strong, you're doing 2, 3, 4 plates per side, or if not more. So it's like, it just takes forever to set up and make it easy for yourself. So just cable shrugs are great. Now, if you notice, so I'm a little bit on the shorter end, I'm 5'8", and so here, actually this is not bad. Yeah, because I'm getting tension at the bottom, but if I weren't, say it was like this short and I wasn't getting any tension at the bottom, there are 2 things you could do. One is you just take this right here, the carabiner, and you throw it behind the ball here. That buys you maybe like 2-3 inches. So if it's close, that'll really help. And if you need more, then you can just stand on a few plates. Like one 45-pound bumper plate, that'll get you like 3-4 inches. So you don't need too much. You could stand on a box, I guess, but I don't know. Standing on a wooden box while doing like cable shrugs, I feel like I'm gonna break through. It feels really scary, and then like splinters all in my leg, and just be like a whole ordeal. I'd probably break my ankle, maybe both. So it's like, I like more solid things. I'm also definitely going to be wearing wrist straps for this because I don't want grip to be the limiting factor. If you need more weight, I have 2 gym pins here. So
I'm not trying to go crazy on my traps because back when I was doing traps like in my actual workout plan, I would always like get bad neck strains.
Yeah, I wonder if you're like kind of like compensating with your neck a little bit, kind of like pulling it in.
Yeah. But I always have, like, a tweaked neck
No, I get that. With shrugs, this is a very small range of motion. I mean, you're going from, damn, it feels weird to do it with no weight now. But, you know, it's a really small range of motion, so don't feel like you have to compensate. A lot of people, what I'll see is like, if they're doing barbell shrugs, Smith machine shrugs, they'll kind of go like this, but then they'll try to like bend the elbow a little bit. And so it's like, that is not helping your shrugs at all. Just keep your arms straight, work within this range of motion. More range of motion isn't necessarily better if it's not particular to the exercise you're doing. So just work within right here. I am going to throw a bumper plate under my feet. Nate won't need it because he's gargantuan. But yeah, I'm going to need that because it was stopping me just a little bit at the bottom. It's like that bro science back like, 6, 7, 8 years ago. I feel like before a lot of the current methodologies became like really mainstream. I feel like that's happened in the last like 2-3 years, it feels like. Yeah. And maybe not. Maybe it's just because like I've been more in the online space, so I'm like exposing myself to more of it. But I guess Jeff Nippert was always, he's been around for a while.
Now you see this recent video talking about like the amount of growth you can get with like steroid use.
Yeah.
That like, some people, I don't know, some people, but like listening to like what the big men say about like what they do.
Yeah.
Whether it's
like actually,
most efficient.
Yeah. Oh
way
man, I get that all the time on my TikTok. People say so much shit to me. They're like, "That's not how Arnold did it. That's not how Ronnie did it." You ever been on r/Meal Prep Sunday?
No, but I'm about to.
Oh, dude, r/Meal Prep Sunday is a great place to go. They have the like easy recipes. If you guys don't know what that is, that's Reddit Meal Prep r/Meal Prep Sunday. It's a subreddit. If you're looking for meal preps, I sort by top of all time, and I think they have a sidebar. They might have a wiki.
Yeah, so like if you're talking about like people that maybe are new to the workout life, maybe they're a little self-conscious and embarrassed. Consistency is going to be the most important thing to their growth. And what all goes into consistency? I mean, it depends on your motivation. Momentum.
I think momentum.
Like you want to see results, you want to build that drive for growth, like you want to enjoy seeing, feeling like your progress. So it's like for new joiners, how can you get them to that state where they will continue to make a consistent effort? And it's like, what all goes into that? Is it a balance of like strength growth? Because increasing your numbers at the gym, like with an exercise, that can feel. I mean, I guess it depends on the person, but that
intrinsically motivating for sure.
It's a reward in its own way. So it's like a little dopamine hit.
Yeah.
And it's like that has an effect on motivation. So it's like, would you think about balancing strength versus maybe some exercises that, hypertrophy is going to come with, strength gains in its own.
Yeah, so you're saying like,
it's like
almost like get people excited.
Some
about
exercises where you can see more strength gain early on,
right,
regardless of like the hypertrophy that would, stimulate that in the first place. Like, do you think that would come up with like more of a reward early on?
One of the things that Eric and I did when we were, I'll show you guys Eric in a moment. Hopefully he doesn't mind being on the YouTube channel. He's all over my Instagram, so I don't think he'll mind. This is my wall of people that have come over. Here's Eric. He started working with me a year ago. And one of the things that we did early on working together, he originally started working with me in person here in this gym, in my home gym. And then we switched to online once I was, I was always online, but I was pivoting completely out of any in-person stuff just for time-saving purposes. And we got him on bench press, and I got him excited about, the barbell bench press. And then even when out at Planet Fitness, we're doing Smith machine bench press, and it's like, yeah, you gotta work with the person, the individual, and find out what drives them, find out what excites them. And for Eric, yeah, it is getting stronger and getting bigger. But for other people, it's like, I just want to be able to play with my kid. And so it's like, sprinkle in a little bit of daily movement here and there, and things like that. Just was waving to the neighbor. So it's tough to try to, especially because fitness takes so long, it's tough to build momentum when we're talking on such a long time scale. You know, muscle grows so slowly. Body fat is relatively quick, but even then, we're talking 3 months, you know, to see like pretty noticeable changes.
It takes time to see those changes.
Yeah, you're not going to get it in 1 week. You're not going to get it in 2.
Some people are so used to instant
Gratification.
And this reward system that comes instant.
Yeah.
They might give up after they don't see changes for 2-3 weeks.
I agree. Yeah, I've seen it happen. So if you're listening to this, don't give up. I think with pretty much any training, throw in some partials. Not going to be the end of the world. Like, I'd rather have people, too many people don't take it close enough to failure. Too many people leave way too much in the tank and then are wondering, like, why am I not getting stronger? Why am I not progressing? Like, if you're not progressing, it's probably not the program. It's probably not your exercise selection. It might be your execution, but more than anything else, it's your intensity. You're not taking your sets close enough to failure. If there's one thing I wish I could tell everybody, it's forget about these specific rep ranges, 7 to 12, 8 to 14, 8 to 12. Like, don't worry about that shit. Just take your sets close to failure. And if you're doing 25 plus reps to get there, increase the weight. If you're doing 3 reps and it's like, oh my God, I can't do another one, reduce the weight unless you're a power lifter and like strength is specific, yada, yada, yada.
So one thing I for me with different rep ranges, at higher rep ranges, I tend to feel like a burn.
Oh yeah, that pump.
Sooner.
Yep.
Than I feel like the muscle fatigue itself.
For sure.
I feel like those two things are pretty distinct and different. And I don't really want the burn to be
overtaking.
I don't want it to be the limitation. Like,
yeah.
I want it to be the muscle fatigue and literally not be able to move the muscle instead of just being like, this hurts so much I can't even do it. So I think with higher rep ranges, I feel that burn sooner. I think lower rep ranges are better personally.
Man, yeah, I definitely agree with that. Oh, shit.
Do not do traps often. They're
going to be sore. They're going to be really sore.
Yeah. 30 seconds, to be honest.
Yeah, that's fine. So single arm pronated grip curl, you may have heard this called a reverse curl. You know, same thing. You can do this with dumbbells. I prefer cables because it's a little bit more of an evened out resistance profile. Whereas like with dumbbells, you know, you have to look at like your moment arm, how far extended out past like, whatever, don't worry about it. Anyway, so here's how I do it. I take it just like this. You know what, I'll do both arms at the same time. No, yeah, we'll see how it feels if I do both arms at the same time. No, I'm not gonna do that. I remember doing that last week and I didn't like it. So I just take it like this, and then there we go. 4. So it almost turns into like a hammer curl for me, which I'm fine with. I just kind of go wherever my wrist feels most comfortable. I guess I do wrap my thumb underneath. I like that you are a little bit pushed back from the cable machine, because as I'm looking at it, it's like you're getting more tension in that stretch position.
Yeah, I mean, I try and like have my elbow sort of in line with the cable, and then just try and like, I just try and bring it like, straight up.
I wonder if there's a way we could set this up with like a preacher setup, you know, with a bench to like kind of hold the upper arm. Maybe not today necessarily, but
I tried with the one preacher machine at Coops. I tried the pronated grip. Didn't feel right. Maybe it could with the right position. I didn't really give it a great effort.
Wondering if just because of the way your hand has to be, grip is like always going to be kind of messing with us.
But honestly, I like grip.
Kind of helps. I mean, to work, you know, to hit the forearm. Yeah.
Muscles that contribute towards grip. So I mean, it's one thing I want to do.
Yeah. Is that your priority right now? Is like forearms specifically?
It's not. It's something I do want to work in a little bit more, maybe. It's maybe at some point I want to add in a little bit more, focused.
Yeah, we have to rebuild your program at some point.
Maybe
do that this week.
I started working since I'm going to start working out at Coops.
We should look at the equipment and utilize that. I was pretty stoked to do this most recent cut just to see, like, if I knew I wasn't going to get to the same level of leanness as my last one.
Yeah.
But just to see, like, roughly body fat percentage, how much, like, muscle I've gained. Ballparking it, like, same thing. Maybe put over the course of, like, 7-8 months of bulking, maybe put on, like, 5 pounds of muscle, which I'm obviously very, very happy with.
Do you think pretty evenly distributed, or where would you?
Legs. Yeah.
You put a lot of
Legs got like real big. Yeah. I think my upper body a little bit. My arms got noticeably bigger, but my chest and shoulders I didn't make a huge priority.
Shoulders are already big.
My shoulders are already pretty big, so
Chest,
yeah. I think this next one though, or like right now, my priority is upper body as a whole.
Yeah.
So
Big growth over like a 3-month period or so.
I agree, because I haven't been focusing them for so long.
Yeah.
That I think there's some easy wins there.
You could definitely toss an inch on.
If you guys don't know about Ninja Creamy, you got to get this game going. High protein ice cream. These are like, I don't know, they're like 30 grams of protein.
That's the one downside. That's a downside of building a lot of muscle. It's hard to take shirts off.
Yeah. You can't. Your body's too big. You can't do that.